The doc is in, and he's about to share something with us that you've kind of kept under wraps until now.
Yeah, I want to take a moment to discuss something that really touches my heart. And you guys know that this issue is always something that I sort of make my personal mission to do whatever I can to try to help these guys and gals. And I'm speaking of our heroes in the military, that many of which have returned with emotional problems like PTSD, anxiety, and depression. Now, guys, we lose 22 veterans a day to suicide. That's 8,000 a year. That's more than died in all of the Gulf Wars and Afghanistan combined.
See, and you don't hear about that, do you?
Can you imagine? So all of this, all of this public outcry of our heroes over there that were losing their lives, but we're losing more than that every single year back here
once they return home.
Right. So if that doesn't shock folks to get sort of motivated to try to take some action to help these guys and gals, and I'm not sure what will, but now I think I may have just discovered something that would explain why this is happening, and something that they may have been exposed to, and possibly a way to help them. This is very preliminary, and so again, I would ask the same question: why was this theater of war different? And what was present in this time that was not present in previous theaters of war? And so we're going to...
wait a minute. The assumption is, or the fact is, that we are losing more men and women who have been in war to suicide
every year
now than in prior wars. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So in other words, there's way more of this stuff going on this time
now
than in previous
Iraq,
conflicts.
Afghanistan,
Sure.
than in other wars.
Yeah. So again, I would ask the same question: what is different this time than in previous generations of times? And so we're going to discuss the answer to this at the workshop. And there are some things maybe that we can work on. And the next good news is that me and all the doctors at Bryant Wellness, we have just joined with the VA to take patients from there and offer them some real help.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah, so the VA now has us on their list of treating doctors, and they want us to help work with some of the veterans to try to help them with these things. So that's really great news. I mean, that was quite a neat thing to have to get on, as we're on the list of VA training doctors. So that was pretty neat. So listen, if you are,
I'm going to ask you, or I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you volunteer a lot of that work? I mean, do they get special things? What I'm saying is, how do you treat them differently?
Absolutely.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
it's a different experience.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, these guys need all of us to pitch in and do whatever we can for them, and in every case available. In every chance that we get. Now, so the thing is, if your loved one suffers with PTSD, ask them to come. Better yet, come with them. Come sit down with them, and let's try to figure these things out and offer you some real common sense.
There's so many vets in our area, too.
There is. And so, as you'll notice, I look at all of these disorders as one problem. It doesn't matter what you label it. If it's, depression, anxiety, PTSD, OCD, they're all a loss of either brain balance, nutrition, or function. And I keep repeating that because that's the underlying goal, the underlying finding of all of these neurobiological, emotional type things, is there a loss of either brain balance, nutrition, or function. Now, next on my list of motivations, of course, as always, is our children. There are now millions and millions of children being diagnosed and put on things to try to help them just cope with their daily activities. And so parents are looking for answers. Children are losing out on being productive, healthy members of society. Schools are trying to cope with the increased class size and struggling with these problems as well. And something needs to be done to try to help balance these little minds to be more productive, to be more alert, and to be more balanced. So I also wanted to send out my personal invitation to parents that are dealing with these problems in your home and at your child's school to try to come hear what I have to say about these issues. And I think that you'll be amazed. And so I do want to say this, though. The workshop next Wednesday night is for parents only. So if you're a parent of these children, I want you to get a babysitter. Come in. This for the parents of the children only. So it's a little bit too complex, and it's a little bit too high of a level for the children to really understand what's going on. So we ask that you do get a babysitter that night. Come so that you can sit down and really pay attention and listen to what we have to say.
I'm so glad you're doing this.
Yeah,
because I was talking to a family just last week, and I won't say who, obviously, but a couple, and they just didn't know what to do. Yeah. They just didn't. They didn't really want to get on all the medications that traditional doctors suggested, and they just thought there's got to be something causing this. There's got to be something that we can do. And then, from what I understand, they had tried some medicines, and some medicines didn't work. And I'm so glad that you're bringing this, because a lot of what you do is holistic. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so glad you're talking about this on the radio, because it's a lot of people don't talk about it, and there are families out there just struggling. Their children, they're doing poorly in school. They're lethargic. They stay on the couch, or they're depressed. They don't know. They stay in their rooms, and they don't. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of families who struggle with this and never talk about it.
Right.
Never say a word about it. You would never know that this is going on behind closed doors. And I'm so glad that you're bringing this to the forefront of the community.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And the big thing I want people to know is these solutions are real. They're researched. They are proven. And I'm going to show you the stack of research that I have on these solutions and let you decide.
So the solution is real, just like depression is real, ADD is real, all these emotional disturbances, they're real.
Absolutely.
They are real. Because a lot of times people who don't suffer from these conditions look at others and go, well, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Just snap out of it. What's wrong with it's not that easy, is it?
No, they don't understand.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of times the help is covered by your insurance plan.
Oh, absolutely.
Correct?
Yeah. Like 95% of insurance is covered.
I'm so glad you're doing this.
Yeah,
good for you.
I'm so excited about this, and I just want people to reserve judgment until you just come sit down and spend an hour and let me go through all the research with you and show you what can be done at home, simple solutions to try to eliminate or certainly reduce. There's no way we can say, oh yeah, we can fix every one of these cases. Right. But what we can say is that, research shows that there's a really good chance that these things can be reduced significantly. If you want in, you need to call right away. We ran out of seats already for the workshop in Lafayette, but we called and got a bigger room. This is such an important issue that we got a bigger room size. So that opens some seats up, but they will go fast. So, call my office right now if you want to reserve your seat. It's 837-7174. And listen, if you call and get my voice on the machine, that means that our phone lines are full. And if that happens, just leave your name and number, and that you want to attend our workshop. The staff will call you back right away. If you leave a message, that means that you will have a seat. So don't hang up and try to call right back, because that just jams the phone lines longer. Mm-hmm. So if you try to call the office to register and you get a machine and you get my voice on the machine, just leave your name and number and that you want to come to the workshop. That means you're registered. You don't have to worry. The staff will call you back in within probably an hour to try to to make sure that you have a seat and how many seats you want and all that.
Got it.
Just leave your name and number. It'll be fine. And then in New Iberia, you can call 367-2567 or join us on Facebook. And listen, I want to invite everybody. Come to our 40th anniversary celebration on October 25th. So it's going to be fantastic. A lot of fun. Yeah, we'll all be there.
Right. Dr. Kevin, Bryant Wellness Institute's Wellness Wednesday. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
It's 8:35.